Hello and welcome, my name is Simon and today we are going to be looking at a program called World Painter in which we can edit or make our own worlds in Minecraft. Now this is especially good for people that make adventure maps and have to, I underline, have to make their own worlds from scratch. Now let's launch it. We download World Painter from its original website. It's assured that it hasn't got any basic viruses that could harm our computer. Now, this is a stage where I have to update my launch. So let's update it real quick. It's not a problem. And we execute the update and successfully install, and there we go. So let's go through the process real quick as everything installs, and there we go, run World Painter on a new version. Okay, now first time we open the program you'll see this. Now this is a map. It's 2D generated with geographical features. As you can see the mountains, you can see every single sort of change in the geology of the actual terrain. So first thing, the most important thing we'll have to make is the world. So file, new world, and name the world just world. Now let's make a circular world, so it will be a sphere, so it's easier to build on, and we have the basic idea of how it all works. Now this video will have a short demonstration at the very end of, I'll just record a bit and just put it at the end of the video. So there you go, typography, hilly, we don't need flat. If you set it flat, it would just flat. So we get hilly, and leave everything that's here as it is. Create. So there we go, we got our little sphere. Now let's set the spawn point. Now the spawn point will be under the tools as this button. What we do, press left control and zoom in with our scroll button, and as you can see this red cross or plus is the spawn point. So let's zoom out by pressing left control and scrolling backwards or downwards, and set our spawn on this hill. There we go, we got our spawn there, and let's zoom out. Now let's say we want that to look quite basic, our spawn at least better than just a grassy patch. So let's zoom in again, press to go to terrain and press, for example, a mixture between rock. So it's stone and cobblestone. Let's zoom in by using our scroll button and gently press down. There we go, so we're filling in the grassy patches with our cobblestone and stone mixture. As you can see, some of it goes out, but it doesn't matter. Now, for example, let's say we just spawn there. Now we can check and render out our 3D sort of presentation by pressing left control and 3. Now as you can see, this is a 3D render of our map, so we can literally just check if everything's fine with it. Now as you can see, this is our little patch where we changed the cobblestone into a nice piece of land. So let's say we want a pathway to the lake. We change the intensity to 100% and then simply roll down the hill into the lake, and there we go, we got our little path. Now let's press Control and 3 to see if the path is really there, and it is. Okay, so how about creating mountains? We want some great mountains with frozen tops, so we want some frost. So quick demonstration, let's say these 3 mountains we'll use as our little demonstration. Now, the height tool can raise or lower the region we selected. Now, let's make the brush bigger. By pressing the right mouse button, we lower down the terrain. As you can see, this is the height of the ocean, which is 62 blocks high. Now if we press the left button, it heightens the whole region we selected. Now let's say we'll just make this a bit taller, make it a bit thicker so it looks a bit cool. Now we can use one of these. Now using these is sometimes quite dangerous because it creates unrealistic edge to the map. Now if we have a look at that, Control 3, we'll have sometimes, not in this case, we'll have massive outcroppings which you don't want. It doesn't look nice, it's not aesthetic. Now this is the most sharpest, I think. As you can see, it creates these. It looks like lasagna pieces on the top that we don't really need. So what if we want to smooth this out? It's not smooth at all. So let's use this. Use our little smoothing tool and simply go around the edges to smooth out the terrain. Control 3. As you can see, it's way better. It's very smooth and everything's gone to plan. Now let's say we want a bit of frost on that hill. So let's select the frost layer, make the brush a bit smaller and put some snow and frost on the very top of the mountain. Control 3. And as you can see, it works. It looks quite weird, but let's select this whole region and now see if that works, and it looks quite nice. Now let's say we want to add some chasms, we want to add some forest. Let's add some forest around, and let's add some pine forest on the other side. There we go. It's like a little valley. Now I've played around with this. You have to play around with it to get some knowledge of how the program is really based on these tools. So let's say we want more hills. Let's make some more hills. We can change the intensity so it'll be a bit easier for us. Let's zoom it out a bit and zoom it into there. And as you can see, it goes way faster with the intensity on. If we just press it on there, it will be one of the highest mountaintops ever made. As you can see, it creates this little circle, which you will see what it means. Okay, if we zoom it out, it looks quite weird. So if you press Control 3, that's as far as it's gonna go. You know why? Because that's the limit Minecraft hits. So if we press left button, we'll have a little crater in the very top. Now, will this be useful? Yes, it will. If you want to make let's say, a volcano, this will be a nice way to do it. Now let's do this again. There we go, and make it a bit more tougher from around the outsides, and zoom it out and zoom it in there. You want the region to be quite tough and quite fat, frankly. So if we do this, will it work? Yes, it will. We'll do this, yes. Now I'm using a tool in which I'm filling certain areas with lava. Now we can use Ctrl and Z to undo our actions. Let's for example click that. That's a bit too far. Now let's press Ctrl and 3, and as you can see, we clearly see the lava inside that top. Now what we can do, which is pretty cool, we can make the brush a bit smaller and right click so that the lava will eventually drop down through there. If we make this correct, lava will simply drop down from the top. And let's use lava. Actually, we can use lava blocks and zoom it in so we actually get the idea of what's going on down there. So this is flowing lava. We just spawn it in on this side. of this mountain and see if everything goes to plan. Now let's press Ctrl and 3 and see if that really works. Now let's turn it to a side. As you can see, it does work. Now it's a very cool sort of thing to do, especially if you're making a map. Now everything that you generate will appear on there, apart from the trees, which you can see like little mip maps that are just plastered to the terrain. But it's pretty cool. This is pretty cool. So as we scroll our mouse around, we can see the biome on the very bottom, which appears here. So here you can see the height of 20. Now this is the highest. I think this side was the highest, wasn't it? It was like something like that. 225 or 255, so we lack basically 30. What we have to do in this to make it a proper map, you have to go to File and Export as a new Minecraft map. Now we can save it before. If there is any problems with the rendering, we can just save the world into, let's say, my D drive or my documents. We save it there and it's safe, but that's not our map, so we have to render it out. So it's a program in which we can render things out. So export as Minecraft map, and we get this window in which we actually have to type in the directory and the name of the folder the world will be named. We've got the general options as top layer minimum depth and maximum depth, and underground materials and bottomless world. Now we can click on this. Bottomless world, I can't click on this, doesn't matter. So bottomless world is basically without any bedrock or anything. It's just if you dig down and you drop and you just knock off the last block, you'll fall down to your death. Now the border, what does it mean by the border? Well, basically the border is when the sphere ends, that's what we want after we cross the border. So basically now we've got void selected, so there will be nothing. There will be just blue world everywhere on our border. Now we can make it water, we can make it lava, or make it no border. So we'll generate a new world and stick our made map onto the generated world. This is pretty cool, I like it. Include chest of goodies. Basically when we selected, or created, rather say, the spawn point at this in this area, that's where you'll spawn in, and that's where the chest of goodies will appear. Now, basically, chest of goodies is a chest with diamonds, diamond tools, and things you need to basically develop. So like mushrooms, ender portals and things, so we can actually do that. Now, because we are making a world and pasting our generated world into a fresh map, we want to select all of these things. Oh, sorry for that. Basically, what we do is we select the mode as survival or whatever we want, and we can allow cheats or not. Map format, we can select 1.1 and 1.6. On 1.1, I believe there are mods in which you can increase the world height to about 2048, if I'm not wrong. Now, everything is sorted here. Caverns and chasms. Caverns everywhere, chasms everywhere, and all that sort of stuff. We got resources, we got gold, occurrence, we got the percentage, we can set it to everything. If we are making a survival map, this is very, very useful because we want people in certain places. So basically, if we spawn here and our quest is to go down, get some water from the river, and then come back and then go up the hill and collect some stuff from there, we want this area to be full of resources: iron, coal, gold, diamond, whatever. This is a pretty good point. So let's see and export the world. there we go, D. We'll just put it into D folder so I can quickly show you how it looks like. So we export it, and I'll see you after it's exported. Okay, so we are back. Now, this is a previously generated world that I'm making for one of my series. Now, this is exclusive, alright? So, after we generate a world with a certain name, this is what we will get. Apart from this folder, obviously, it's just a create zip, so I can upload it to the internet. Now, this is all the things generated by the program. So, that was pretty easy. Thank you for watching, and as well, please subscribe and like the video, it will help us a lot, and see you next time.